Hello and welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, Goldsmith. It is the 26th of November, 2024. We do have a few things going on. It is a Tuesday. It is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow will be travel day for a lot of people. I will still be able to do a show tomorrow night, I believe. Thursday being Thanksgiving. And we still had the opportunity for a few things to happen this week. Sweetening the pot for the ongoing racing challenge. Getting to the details there. Wonderland Pass. Again, we're into Wonderland season or starting Wonderland season on this coming Sunday. So the Wonderland Pass information is out now. The Gamified earnings are out now, and the ornaments for the Wonderland season information is out now. We'll get into some more details on all of these things. And as always, when we look at these announcements, we kind of see some little hints about some of the preferences Upland's taking. Again, we see different challenges, different choices that Upland's making on a season by season basis. When it comes to new announcements, we kind of feel a little bit this favors somebody or another. Maybe feels like it's favoring Upland, maybe it's favoring a certain type of Upland player, because again, there's so many different things to do in Upland. There's so many different places where people are, and I do want to get into how Upland making one choice can sometimes benefit or not benefit one portion of the Upland player segment, because this ornament challenge, how the ornament challenge is set, it kind of takes away from something that we've looked forward to for the last several years, and we barely got this last year. We had it kind of blossoming and building up for this year. I'll get into the details that why I say it can kind of distract a little bit from, like, again, a goal we've had for several years now. But to get into all of that, before we get into all that, get the disclaimer out of the way so I don't feel so bad about some things I say. It's because I know ultimately it's not meant to be financial advice. It's not game strategy advice. Don't follow what I have to say about making your buying choices in the game of Upland. It is an opportunity for some little bit of context and the news itself. Obviously, they don't represent the game or the team of Upland, what I have to do have to say tonight. And any guests or contributors we do have on have their own opinions. They're welcome to them. Should not be taken as game strategy or financial advice. They don't represent the game of the Upland, the team of Upland, myself, the Goldsmith, or the Cafe Nightly Show. So with that, let's get into the details here on our announcements. Again, some basics on these announcements. The basics are we do have every single season, we have something to do with ornaments. Again, this is since we've had our seasonal basis that we've been building for the last several months. Started in Frost season 2024 and kind of built throughout the year. We have had the ornaments every season. We've had the cosmetic passes every season, and we've had gamified earnings that have been built as part of this seasonal basis. This is a whole point of having seasons. So we had the seasonal earnings package, or this whole function of we earn points through completing tasks. That helps determine what our multiplier is at the end of the season, helping determine what our dividends are over the course of a season. We'll get into the details of how this season's going with gamified tasks, but that's, again, one of the core pieces of the season structure. Let's get into the first announcement here. Wonderland Season Pass, again, this is what determines the cosmetics, and you have to buy it and burn it, of course, but there's always a theme, and we had that theme revealed in the pass announcement. As we bid farewell to 2024, Upland is celebrating the holiday season. Wow, almost losing myself here. Upland is celebrating the holiday season and ringing in the new year with the Wonderland Season Pass. This final season of the year brings joyful twist with a kawaii art theme, infusing Upland with a delightful dose of Japanese-inspired cuteness. I'm all for kawaii. I'll get into the idea of what is Upland art, and then sometimes we can kind of play with Upland art and shift styles and move styles. But kawaii, it definitely steps away from that. We'll look at the art. We'll see what it looks like. It doesn't feel like it has that old, Upland's been this voxel style forever. That's been the art of our block explorers. It's been the overall art of the game. The low graphics, the not having these rounded edges, and with kawaii is obviously a little bit different style than that. We'll get into that. We'll take a look at that art. Sale starts Wednesday, November 27th at 9 a.m. PT. The season starts Sunday, the 1st of December. Again, that's when the season traditionally starts, the 1st of the month, going to the 15th of the following month. We do have a end of the season. This will be Wednesday the 15th of January. The mystery drops, there are a total of 7. They do take place every Tuesday. You do have to burn before the first drop. So Monday is the start of the season. Sunday is the first day of the season. Tuesday is the first drop. Good to see you, Blue. Glad you could be here. Let's take a look at the announcement itself. Take a look at the art for the past, and of course, get into the additional reminders of the past, how we burn it, how we purchase it, and just the mechanics of how those passes work. The Wonderland Season Pass, again, this is available now. Kawaii art, which does translate into cute in English. Again, that's the whole point of Japanese kawaii culture or Japanese kawaii art, is it's cute. It's supposed to really stand out as just being cute. Sometimes you see the big eyes. Sometimes you see the kind of simplistic art, but it's meant to look and just be, ooh, it's cute. And we'll take a look at what this art looks like overall for Upland. It is distinctive Japanese aesthetic, known for being charming, playful, and innocent designs. From adorable characters to pastel-colored backdrops, kawaii art captivates with its joyful simplicity. This season, Upland players can immerse themselves in a whimsical world through immersive Wonderland-themed cosmetics. Again, when we say Wonderland themed, we look at the idea of what is Wonderland: the snow and the trees and the holidays that happen during the Wonderland season. But when Upland does these themes, it's actually themed on what it's themed on, which is kawaii this season. If I look at all these, I don't see that, ooh, look at that tree in the background, those snowflakes, or something that typifies one of the many holidays that happen this time of year. What I see is kawaii, 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 kawaii. And as I mentioned with the the reality here, when we're talking about what is Upland art and what is the season art, and maybe what is the future of Upland art, and maybe that is evolving and that is emerging and that is changing from what the Upland Block Explorer art has been for years. And if it is, that's okay too. It just feels like quite a departure. We do see that these are essentially 3D art projected over a 2D background. And that is something that, again, stands apart from what Upland's art is. We see that it is these rounded corners, rounded edges. It doesn't really scream, this is voxel. And it's not, obviously. So it isn't a departure. It's a departure from many of the other art forms we've seen in the past. And maybe that's why we had the pixel last season, to essentially say, we have range, we have variety in this art. We could do a voxel, a pixel style, or we could do this very rounded 3D over 2D animation style, again, typifying kawaii in this case. And then maybe next season we could do something with pastels and watercolors, because again, the rules with these art themes, they seem to go very different from what the Block Explorer themes have been in the game of Upland for the last several years. Let's take a look and get some more details here. The Wonderland Season Pass overview. With the Wonderland Season Pass, players collect and burn one of 4 unique styles, each inspired by the creativity and productivity that drives Upland. Okay, this is different. Like I said, we have this evolution every season. We have this variation where Upland can do something a little different than they've done it the previous season, than they've done it ever before. The Builder. Whether you're crafting Santa's workshop with the holidays, setting the stage for the New Year's Eve ball drop, or tackling Upland's latest construction projects, the Builder represents the hands-on spirit that brings every vision to life. The Creator. From designing festive holiday decor to imagining the perfect New Year's celebration in Upland, the Creator is all about shaping the world with artistry and innovation. The Manufacturer. Building or so behind every holiday gift and every detail of New Year's preparations is a dedicated maker. The Manufacturer represents the industrious drive that keeps Upland's economy thriving, especially during the season of giving. And then finally, the Tycoon. From owning the bustling holiday markets to managing prime real estate, as the year turns, the Tycoon embodies leadership, prosperity, and the ambition to make Upland your domain. Again, this is kind of fun. This is kind of celebrating something with Upland that is clear here. Upland has multiple focuses. People can be doing multiple things in the game. It is a game. There are elements of a game, of playing, of having a game loop where you do something, you get some reward out of it. Where as a builder, you stake your spark, and at the end, you have a structure, a new visual aspect to your property. Some minor utility, but some utility there. The creator, this is your opportunity in the game of Upland to be designing things in the UGC and having those come to life and be a part of the game. The manufacturer, that is the person who has a meta venture that has a factory. They may not be the one creating the art, but they have a agreement with somebody who does make the art, or maybe they might make the art as well. They can be both the creator and the manufacturer, but then they use their spark to go ahead and build or manufacture map assets or structural ornaments and have those for later to sell in a shop. Potentially the tycoon is part of that, is selling those items, buying and selling properties, developing properties, and watching that property development, the property growth translate into profits over time. And again, that is this idea that Upland's putting in the real estate portion of the game, the continuing to build your real estate empire and profit from it along the way. Again, builder, the creator, the manufacturer, the tycoon. Each style is common and has an equal chance of being acquired. Again, Upland talked about rarity previously. The rarity doesn't really do anything differently. I think a comment they heard from a lot of people is variety is fine, but if you're doing a rarity, why? What's the point of the rarity? Does it do something different? I mean, what's the point of the collecting if there's no point in collecting? But if we have a variety, equal opportunity of happening, again, not relative rarity, we don't call it relative rarity. What we call it is, a distinct, or we call it something that is going to be a varietal. We're looking at the opportunity to just display differently to represent potentially your place in the game. And I'm going to put something out here. Once you burn it, it doesn't matter what you had in the first place. However, I can see the point here Upland's making with, if they're selling passes that are potentially collectible, people could represent themselves or see that representation in the passes. Maybe they want to hold them and keep them long term. If they like the art enough, maybe they want to hold them and keep them. Again, that is an NFT thing, right? One of the things with NFT art is just holding and collecting because you like it to start with. The utility is specifically to burn it, and burn it as early as possible to get drops throughout the season. And if you do have multiples, you save the ones you don't burn. You only burn one. You only need to burn one. Burning multiples has no additional benefit. Pricing on these is $6.99. Sale starts on Wednesday, November the 27th at 9 a.m. PT. That's tomorrow morning. The season does start on the 1st of December. That is this coming Sunday. Season will end on Wednesday, the 15th of January. There will be 7 total mystery drops. You do have to burn the pass before the 3rd, which is the first Tuesday, because that will be the first drop. Key features: Collector's Dream. Collect all 4 to showcase your dedication and secure ultimate bragging rights. There's no prizes talked about here. Is it possible Upland adds them in the future? We don't know. But we can definitely say that Upland's saying, just do it for the sake of collecting. If you want to collect, collect. Exclusive cosmetics. The perks of burning your Wonderland pass include unique themed cosmetics that are unavailable anywhere else. And then we have the non-tradable rewards. While passes can be traded or sold, burnt cosmetics, again, burn the cosmetic passes, and the cosmetics you get for burning are tied directly to your account, ensuring that your items are uniquely yours. You can't trade them. You can't sell them. If you're not in the game now, you don't have an account now, you don't burn a pass now, you're never going to have those cosmetics. Mystery drops. The excitement builds every Tuesday with new unveiling of cosmetic items. Don't miss out. This is something that's, mark it on your calendar. If you do burn the cosmetic pass, check every Tuesday to see what you got, what your reward is, and who knows, maybe you're happy, maybe you're not, but it is going to be 7 drops, and you'll be happy with something more than likely. Last season, I had the ups and downs. There was a couple weeks that were like, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, and there was a couple weeks that were like, did you even try? So it is exciting to see the drops each week. It is something that, again, if you want to be a part of it, it is a premium. You're paying in to be a part of that experience. It can be fun. It can be fun every Tuesday to have that little reveal. Irreplaceability. Miss a week's drop. Don't worry. You can't get it ever again. Well, I should say worry because it is gone forever. Again, you have to burn in advance of the first drop if you want the first drop. If you want the 2nd through the 7th, skip the first drop. But you don't know what you're going to get. So the best guess, the best bet is always to burn ahead of the first drop. You burn before that first Tuesday, then you get all 7 of the drops. Again, you can't go back. You can't go retroactive. You have to burn before the drops start. These items add to the exclusivity and the excitement of each season. This is a reminder. We have this new badge for having every one of these passes burnt over the course of the year. This is the last burning for this year 2024. If you want to get that pass for essentially that collector's that burning badge for burning all of the passes throughout the year, you do have to burn this one during the season. And again, get that reward come January. Kind of something to look forward to, kind of something we're going to have year after year, and another incentive, another reason to potentially get this pass if you were thinking about not doing so, if you had gotten all the ones already. Looking back on Harvest Season recap. The recently concluded Harvest Season brought both vibrant pixel-inspired cosmetics. Didn't really. It's debatable. The ornaments were not great. Some of the cosmetics were okay, but the best pieces of the cosmetics were when they leaned into the season that it was. When they did the Halloween ones, that was the best that they gave for the season because it tied to the time of year we were in. It was very topical, but again, it was decent enough that I could use those long term and continue to use them in other seasons as well if I choose to do so. In previous year or in concurrent or future years, because they are going to be worthwhile. They speak and they tell a story about a time of year that we will have again. Hopefully there will be a October again next year. Key on the moving forward is these are going to be tied to this theme. Fingers crossed, Upland does a good interpretation of Kawaii. Animated Block Explorer overlays and unique backgrounds bring unique backgrounds to life. Those rewards are now locked away. You cannot get them ever again, but you do have them. If you use them, you have them, or you burn and earn them, you have them moving forward. Emphasizing the fleeting nature of Upland seasonal treasures. Wonderland Season promises to continue this tradition by offering truly one-of-a-kind items. This is just a review of the cosmetic drops for Harvest Season. Brief reminder of what we got this season. That's where our passes look like. There was Rarity is Tied. There is the background with the diamonds. There is the gem shower. Ooh la la. We also had the badge. You get the badge just for burning any time of the week. Here's the box, the axis. Brick red, brick boy, not impressed with. Pixel llama, property background pixel, property background pixel climber, the spider crawler, the ghost, and the web. We had the cursed background, Halloween night, one block at a time, build baby build, the vortex diamond, and the gem shower. Again, the keynote here was there was some of those that worked out for me. I like the animations when they go through, like the animation background, but the Halloween stuff is really what I enjoyed most because the Halloween stuff was tied to the time of year we were in. The Wonderland Season Pass is your chance to end the year on a high note, celebrating the magic of the holidays and the promise of the new year, all while embracing the charm of kawaii art. Mark your calendars for Wednesday, the 27th of November. That is tomorrow, 9 a.m. PT, when you can go and purchase that pass. Sunday, the 1st of December, is when the season starts. You do have to burn it before the 3rd at 9 a.m. PT if you want to get the first drops. Don't miss out this opportunity to be part of the Upland history. Let's make the Wonderland season unforgettable. I'm going to get a cosmetic pass. I'm going to cross my fingers that the ones I like most, or the themes I like most in last season, harvest season, that idea gets carried forward. Dude, give me Kawhi. Give me Kawhi out in the snow. Give me Kawhi with a Christmas tree in the background. Give me a Kawhi with a New Year's ball that's falling. Give me Kawhi with a menorah in the corner. I don't care. Again, there's a lot of holidays that happen this time of year. There's a lot of ways to typify the snow in the winter. Keep in mind that if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, not snow in winter, but typify the time of year that we are celebrating, which is we're calling it Wonderland season. Wonderland season in Upland's all about snow and winter. Make it about snow and winter. Give me a snowman. Make it a Kawhi snowman. I'll be entirely happy to celebrate that theme of Kawhi, but also point towards the season is we're trying to say this is Wonderland season. Make it look like Wonderland season. That's all I ask, Upland, and it will be a lot of fun, or a lot more fun for me and a lot of other people if that's something we can do. Let's take a look at the other big announcement here. We'll get into the gamified earnings. Always run through that list. A lot of the details stay the same, how it works and what's going on. We don't have any big changes, but we'll get into some of the language here. We'll look at some of the tasks, and we will look forward to this season again, having the last two airdrops for completing gamified earnings, again, tied to TGEs, requiring that you had Sparklet earned before TGE and that you held it into the game until now. The Wonderland season is upon us. It is packed with incredible opportunities for you to supercharge your Upland earnings. Reminder, each mission, the more gamified earnings missions that you do complete, the higher your earnings are for the entire following season. It's your chance to take control and enhance your earnings season after season. There are 10 missions to choose from this season, along with bonus missions. Again, 10 missions up front, and then the bonus missions drop every Tuesday like they did last season. They drop every Tuesday starting the 10th of December to January 7th. Get all the details and start your planning for the season to complete your earnings. What are gamified earnings? Again, boost your earnings, complete more, get a higher multiplier on your dividends, and also a higher earnings when we talk about your airdrop, the airdrop tied to the TGG prior to TGE Sparklet earnings. Starting December 1st, players can choose from 10 missions. Completing 5 gets you the 14.7 times overall. Annualized earnings rate for the season, the next season for Frost season. If you do all 12 or do 12 or more, you get 3.1 times multiplier, which would take you to 15.1% overall. Plus, every Tuesday from the 10th of December to January 7th, a new bonus task adds for fresh ways to play and earn a higher dividend for the next season. Core Wonderland missions. Countdown to 25 days. Again, log in 25 days during the season. Holiday Hustler, log in 7 days straight. Wonderland Glow Up, apply a Wonderland ornament to your property and leave it there for at least 3 weeks. Again, if you want to hit this first check mark here by the 31st, you do have to go ahead and get some of these started pretty early on. New Year's Architect, complete construction of 5 structures. That could be a lot for people, but it can be done. Treasure Slay Chase, collect 5 standard treasures in treasure hunts. Around the Upland Glow, visit 3 Upland cities in Upland. New Year's resolution, mint 3 new properties during this season. Festive Collector, complete 3 new property collections for the first time. Market Fireworks, purchase 5 properties from the secondary market. We have a theme here, huh? We'll get into that. Ring of the Referrals, earn a referral bonus by inviting a player who levels up. A lot of these are tasks that are similar to what we've seen in other seasons. We brought back the treasure hunting. It wasn't here for a bit. Generalized travel, visiting three cities. That's an easy one that Upland kind of brought back a little bit too. But again, it is tied to the season. I like when we talk about seasonal activities, and we're calling them seasonal activities. We call them seasonal gamified earning activities or gamified earning missions. And we're making them seasonal. We're kind of describing them or explaining them or thinking about them in a way that ties to the season we're in. How gamified earnings work: the earning increases or in the game of Upwind are structured around the completion of tasks, providing clear incentives for players to complete activity and engagement through a series of tiered rewards. The breakdown: if you complete one task, is a 1.2 times multiplier of our generalized 4.7% annualized earnings. Two tasks is 1.5. Three tasks is 2 times multiplier. Four tasks is a 2.5 times multiplier. To get 3 times multiplier, you do have to complete 5 tasks. If you complete 12 tasks or more, 3.1 times multiplier, give you a total of 15.2% annualized earning. We can see that we are in our Wonderland season. It runs from December 1st through January 15th. That is going to give you an earning that will be enjoyed during February 1st to March 15th, which is Frost season. Gamified Earnings introduces a straightforward reward system. You're active, you play the game, you're going to get higher earnings rather than people who aren't doing the same activity in the game. Seasonal Sparklet drops. But wait, that's not all. Like I said, we still have I call them delusionary, and they are the delusionary rewards. We had the price of Sparklet when Upwind put out the TGE be set much lower than it was previously. Therefore, Upland gave people the opportunity to expand their Sparklet holdings in an interesting way tied to gamification. If you want to get some more Sparklet for drops, well, you have to start with something. You have to start with having earned Sparklet before the TGE, and you have to have held some of that Sparklet in the game of Upland. As long as you've done both those, now you have these multipliers from the gamified earnings that you're earning anyways for your dividends, and that same activity is going to earn you a multiplier on your Sparklet reward. Upland is taking snapshots on the 31st and the 15th. This is the same as we've seen in other months or other seasons. So with that, we are going to be planning on if we want to do as many of these tasks as early as possible, we want to get started early. So on the 1st of December, I'd say get right on it. Do the tasks that have to get started to get 25 days logged in. To have an ornament up for 21 days. Get that right up. So you're gonna be in the best possible position to complete by the end of the first snapshot on the 31st of December. While we provided a simple breakdown for how this works, we are keeping some details under wraps to prevent any potential exploitation. Again, the amount of tokens you receive will be based on several factors. Upwind's not talking about all those factors because there are ways people do one thing versus another to potentially juice the goose to get a little more reward and kind of exploit how these systems are set. Sparklet won and earned. Sparklet calculations will be Sparklet held minus Sparklet purchased originally. Yep, understood. First, the number of Sparklet tokens you hold at the time of your snapshot will be considered. If your current Sparklet count is lower than your original count, the lower amount will be used for calculations. This is to ensure players are rewarded in this drop for their pre-TGE awarded Sparklet that they have kept inside the game. Additionally, your multiplier will increase based on the number of gamified earning missions that you complete during the season. Essentially do between 1 and 15 with a scaled multiplier. 1 is just going to get you a 1 times multiplier. If you complete all 15, it's 5.1 times, and it's steps along the way. Good to see you, WW Dog. Glad you're here, Trees, as well. This is going to be something that we are going to see play out by multiplying your minimum Sparklet, again, based on what you had earned prior to TGE and then held in the game of Upland, by a multiplier that you've earned by completing tasks. Tokens will be then distributed proportionally based on your points relative to the total points collected by all players. Moreover, bridging in at least 500 net Sparklet during each season will give you a boosted multiplier by 0.25, giving you a better chance at earning even more tokens. The upcoming seasonal snapshots, like I said, are I said the 31st. It's the 30th of December is a snapshot, with the January 15th being the second snapshot. After each snapshot, several days later, you will get your Sparklet reward. These numbers these numbers and conditions are subject to change based on analytical results from different drops. Stay tuned for more details. Get ready for Wonderland season. Earnings are your chance to tailor your experience based on your activity in the game. Weekly bonus tasks, flexible options, and rewards that multiply your efforts. There's never been a better time to dive into Upland. Mark your calendars, plan your strategy, and start unlocking the potential of your Wonderland season. Again, this is something we do every season. These are just a little bit of the details that are for this one here. Now, this is a little bit of a more nuanced announcement. Wonderland Ornament Challenge. It's more nuanced because we've talked about what ornaments mean in the game of Upland in previous years, and we've seen things evolve, and these UGC contests and what they mean and how they affect the game and what they do. Let me take a look. Let me show the announcement. Let me talk a little bit more about the nuance here, because again, it's a nuanced concept. The Wonderland season is upon us, and with it comes a highly anticipated Wonderland Ornament Challenge. Yay, yay. Again, reserve some of that yay, yay. This season, we are shaking things up, bringing more focus, creativity, and festive cheer to Tokyo. Here's how it works. Place Wonderland season ornaments, new or existing, on your property in Tokyo. Players will receive 1 point for each ornament placed on properties in Tokyo, and 2 points for ornaments placed on properties within a completed collection in Tokyo. Click here for more about these. So as of right now, we do have already have Tokyo ornaments for the season. We are going to see what we're going to have available for the ornaments this season, how they get dropped. We'll take a look at how this contest is set and overall what this looks like. So we're putting focus on a specific season, specific city. Doing so is going to kind of narrow the way people are building, or people are purchasing ornaments or applying ornaments, or overall how people are looking at gamification gamification of ornaments as a whole. And there is a whole economy tied to ornaments. We'll get into that a little more detail, but I do want to get through the announcement and kind of then talk about the ramifications or the potential implications that are tied here. The Wonderland season is upon us, and with it comes the highly anticipated Wonderland Ornament Challenge. This season, we're shaking things up to focus creativity and festive cheer on one special city. So we'll get into this. It's time to deck the streets in Tokyo with Wonderland-themed ornaments and make it a magical masterpiece. This does a couple things. Number one, it puts the focus in Tokyo, which means potentially more ornaments show up in Tokyo, potentially making Tokyo a more heavily decorated city. And potentially, if we focus enough effort in Tokyo, it is going to be fully decorated. I don't necessarily think it's going to be the case, but it makes it much more likely. Because it's a contest that's tied specifically to collection properties, though, it means that there's certain neighborhoods or certain collection areas that are going to be heavily decorated, and the rest of the city may not be, because there's not the same incentive for the rest of the city properties. That's not what the controversy is, but it is something to know. It's like we'll have a little bit of focus in this street and in this neighborhood, but not over here. And I will tell you, part of the way collections go in a city like Tokyo or any city in the game of Upland, when you start out and you have a vanilla city, you don't know what you're going to end up with the collections. And there's different reasons to buy properties in the secondary to complete collections, but ultimately getting native collections in a city that was a somewhat competitive mint to mint areas that are likely to be collections. You may not have a lot of collections in the city. If you have a dispersed or diverse competition of collections where it's collections over the entire map, then yeah, you're more likely to have collections somewhere in the world. But speaking specifically to Tokyo, you, as somebody who's been playing the game for 3 years, 4 years, you may not have a ton of properties in Tokyo that qualify as collection. You may not have any, because there was a lot of collections that were hard to get into, that were minted speculatively. It was hard for people to get in, and again, your option is to buy them the secondary if you choose to do so. Gone are the days when only ornaments applied to collections counted. This season, it's all about Tokyo and showcasing the Wonderland theme across the entire city. Wow! See, the more details are there. That theme previously, where you're getting points only for putting one neighborhood or another. The idea that you have very limited opportunities to actually have a collection. Again, because we're focused on one city, that doesn't matter. See what I get for reading ahead or not doing so. Upland solved that problem. It's all about Tokyo and showcasing Wonderland throughout the entire city. We're going to see that, right? We're going to see that. If it's distributed, I think it's going to look better for the city. But again, let's talk about the specifics of not being in other cities. Whether or not you're using ornaments from your existing collection or new ones, every ornament placed in Tokyo contributes to your score. How it works: participating in the Wonderland Ornament Challenge is easy. Simply use a Wonderland season ornament. It could be previous or it could be this one. I have a lot of Wonderland qualified ornaments. But those Wonderland qualified ornaments, putting them specifically in Tokyo, there's limited number of structures that I've built that might qualify. There was incentives to build these custom structures in Tokyo, and then with that being a incentive that was there previously, a lot of people built that Tokyo specific structure, those Tokyo specific structures. So a lot of those properties got built out in those Tokyo specific structures, which don't have the ability to build ornaments for them. And again, these custom structures, these standalone structures that are specific to one city or another, they didn't have models for people to build ornaments for. Therefore, there's not structural ornaments for those. Being a city like Tokyo that has so many of those city-specific ornaments, that again, city-specific structures that don't have ornaments or don't have easy ornaments to build for those, that is going to be that reality of Tokyo as opposed to other cities in the game. You get 1 point for each ornament placed in the city of Tokyo, 2 points for ornaments placed on properties with a completed collection. So you do get a bonus for a completed collection. You do get a point even if it's not a completed collection. Wondering what ornaments qualify? Here's a full list of season ornaments that are available. We'll click on and take a look. Leaderboards will be linked below when they go live, and will be divided based on Upland status. So you will be competing specifically in your tier. Leaderboards will be updated every 12 hours. There is a Uplander and Pro leaderboard. There's a Director leaderboard, and there's a Executive and Above leaderboard. Leaderboards are divided into those groups. Ornament placement counting begins on the 1st of December at 9 a.m. PT, with the final snapshot January 15th. In the event of a tie, winners will be decided by random draw. Make every point count. Prizes: the Wonderland Ornament Challenge brings fun prizes to decorators across all levels. First prize gets a Block Explorer badge and a rare collection property from a city opening that opens during the Wonderland 2024 season, plus 100 Sparklet. I do want to put it out again. When Upland puts 100 Sparklet, aka what used to be 0.1 Spark, into the prizes, it's something that Upland used to do previously, or sometimes a little higher. But at the time, Spark was a lot higher price. The 0.1 Spark or the 100 Sparklet is no longer a huge icing on the cake when we look here, just because the value has changed significantly since June, before the TGE, before the actual release of the coin. So this happened the release happened in July. Last sale happened in June. Last sale of Spark happened in June at $460 per Spark. That price is much lower now, under at 5 cents per Sparklet, aka $50 per Spark. So keeping that in mind, yeah, maybe Upland increase that Sparklet payout a little bit on prizes just to make them worth people's while a little more. Again, it is a lot of hard work for people to acquire these. People spend, in some cases, hundreds of dollars, some cases millions of OPEX to try to buy these ornaments and compete in these collections. This can complete in these contests. Places 2 through 11 get a Block Explorer badge, a collection property from the city opening in the Wonderland 2024 season, and top 25 do get a Block Explorer, a unique symbol of your commitment to building. Okay, perfect. We see that. We see that. Get ready to transform a Tokyo with into a dazzling wonderland. It's time to plan your strategy, place those ornaments, and make your mark in the festive showdown. So, because the contest is so focused in one city. Number one, it excludes people who don't have properties in Tokyo. Does it encourage those people to buy properties in Tokyo? Yes, it does. But if you're not in the position to buy properties in Tokyo, if you have millions, if you have hundreds of properties in other cities, none in Tokyo, it excludes you from this contest. By excluding people from this contest, it kind of decentivizes certain people from buying ornaments this season. Again, having these contests season after season is a incentivization for people to buy new ornaments on the secondary market or buy new ornaments that are made by UGC creators. The UGC creation of ornaments, again, being propped up by these contests, is the bread and butter or one of the things that helps these creators put out content or sell their ornaments. With a smaller window or smaller area for people to buy these ornaments, it means that, or use these ornaments to be part of this contest, it means that likely less ornaments to get sold overall. Also, Tokyo, not that Tokyo is not a beautiful city to decorate for Christmas, more power to you for choosing to do so, Upland, but because of the true dynamics of Tokyo, a lot of people, when there was those Tokyo specific structures with Tokyo specific ornaments that Upland sold and kind of promoted heavily at the time of those Tokyo specific structures being available to build, it meant a lot of the properties in Tokyo got built with those structures, the ones that would fit them. And those structures aren't going to have the opportunity, or people aren't going to have the opportunity to put ornaments on those structures that are UGC. And again, that determines a little bit, is a little determinative of what ornaments are going to be out, what people are going to want to go buy or have to go buy. So it does change the market. It could have been a better city chosen, if you ask me. Would have had more properties available. But shutting things down to one city for this contest, again, it excludes a lot of people. It means less ornaments overall will need to be used or will be used, decreasing the market overall. What is Upland's responsibility to prop up the UGC market? That is a question. That is a great question. You know, Upland ultimately, they could be suggesting that people do their own things to encourage people to have ornaments. But as long as Upland is a game or has gamified elements, it is a lot of the gamified elements that help justify UGC sales, the secondary sales. Upland can use these contests to continue to not necessarily prop the economy, but stimulate the economy, make a reason why things are changing hands between parties. And again, limiting things to Tokyo, though it makes the potential for really cool screenshots of showing a lot of decorated structures in Tokyo more likely and more possible. It also is a potential hit to UGC creators. So that is something to kind of put an asterisk on the choice here of using just Tokyo. It also means that if it really does concentrate the decorating efforts into Tokyo, it means that the whole of Upland might be a little less festive overall. Just a thought, just a consideration. Keeping in mind that Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving, I expect to see an announcement tomorrow about a sweetener sale that's going to happen on Thanksgiving, just because we have one every year. Maybe I'll be surprised we won't have one this year, so watch out for that. And otherwise, we're kicking off, and I'm happy to kick off Wonderland season this coming Sunday, the 1st. Tomorrow, the passes will be available. And we'll just have to see how the season runs with the caveats that Upland's talked about as we get into new seasons, having new activities, as we get into new seasons, doing some things different to encourage activities. And we'll see. We'll see how the season runs. For now, thank you so much for being here. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT. We do get together. We do a show here on Discord, here on YouTube and Twitter. And if you're in the Upland Plaza, thank you for doing so on the Upland Plaza on Tuesdays and Fridays as well. For tonight, thank you for being here. If you're in the Upland Cafe Discord, please feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.